Welcome back to the next session of Toxic Relationship. In the previous episode, we spoke about what is a toxic relationship, how it is going to affect me in this world, and what all harmful effects can be made in my personality by having toxic people. Today, we are going to discuss how we can manage or how we can prevent what hamper or what harmful effect that toxic relationship can make on us. So Bonnie, what do you think how we can manage or how we can prevent ourselves by being tortured or being hurt?
You rightly put it very well. Toxic is nothing but torment and torture.
Yes.
And I think with a toxic relationship, before it starts, it's always good to prune it. And I would say two things to prevent somebody from getting into a toxic relationship is first is tune, and second is trust. Tune because we all have like a rhythm. Okay, we have like a routine. We have all of these things that go on it. We want this, these kind of things. We have these preferences. We have these habits, and we prefer these things over the other things. Somebody would prefer pasta over noodles, or Chinese over Italian. Now, what happens is you need to tune in to understand what the other person wants or does not want. And secondly is you need to understand that every relationship, for that matter, needs trust. One of the foundation principles of any good, healthy relationship is trust. Whether it be between a student and a teacher, whether it be between a child and a parent, or whether it be between two individuals who want to get into a love relationship or want to get into a committed relationship that will end into marriage. Trust is the very foundation, and one of the reasons why trust is built is through honesty, faithfulness, loyalty, those kind of things. And the reason why many of the toxic elements that are branched out from it and into a relationship comes because of lack of trust. I mean, if you just put trust in those situations, and if you not trust going outwardly out of the way, trust in its definite form, trust in its solid entity, that yes, I trust you, yes, you can do all of these things. And when there are, for example, instances where one partner is demanding or dominant, over demanding, you just can have to build trust. There would have to be sacrifices initially, but you have to keep a watch over how much do you sacrifice, how much do you go out of the way to build that trust. See, trust is built only on a sure foundation, but if the person is untrustworthy for everybody, then no matter how much bridges you build, no matter how many pillars you erect, that person will always be on shallow ground and you'll never be able to come out from it. So what I would say is tune in into what that person requires, needs. That person may just be requiring a hug, and you may just be kind of giving a 2-minute explanation which comes out of a 20-pager essay. It's not needed. So tune in into what the person requires in a relationship. And second is trust. When you build these two things, I feel that you'll be able to talk about, and yes, talk. When you tune in, you kind of talk about how that person responds to stimuli, to different kind of things, environment, situations. And when you know that the person starts freaking out on certain things, you don't do those things. And then if those things are something that you want to do, you're led to do, talk it out. Tune in, talk it out. Let that person accept your frequency. You tell it in a tone, you tell it in a way that person is able to understand you. See, if there's no understanding, then there's no point building trust, because that person will never be able to get in tune with what you are. So tune in and trust.
Yes, Bonnie, you had answered it very nicely. So I would like to add some points into it. Relationship is something to nurture it. And some relationship we cannot break it. Suppose we are with parents and or our colleagues or workplace or schools or something, we cannot remove it or we cannot prevent them. But what we can do is accept parents if they are toxic. Actually, we cannot correct them as children as such, because after an age, some parents consider you as an adult, then you can correct them. But there are some parents will never consider as adult even if you reach a very good age. So those parents, as a child, what I can learn is I should not treat my mother like this, or I should not treat my spouse like this, I should not treat my children like this. This way I need to learn from that toxic relationship, how I burned myself. So I think that way I can prevent further catastrophe in my family. And in schools or colleges or the workplace, how we can prevent us by talking to a person initially, or everything will be sweet and good looking, but we need to understand that we have doors of relationship. We need to decide before making a person enter into our life how good that particular person is. So the always good thing is always have an assess. We always have an intuition in us. So this intuition is basically on what is our past, my past experience about all kind of relationship. I'm not telling judge that person, but always think whether this person should be in me or with me, or it will hurt me. So this way I can think about a person, then allow that particular person. Then once you're making a person to be in a relationship, maybe friends or any other relationship, what you can do is you feel that that person is draining your energy, understand that person is not good for your growth. That means you are getting good marks, the person next to you doesn't like, that means he or she is jealous of you and trying to pull you down. And understand, a person with negative emotions always try to pull you down. I'm not telling leave every people, those who are below us, so that I can save my own life. Give them a hand to come up, so that this way I can tell them, but it should not hurt you. A relationship is always to make you happy, make you grow, make you nurture. The way how much am I comfortable in a relationship, the kind of environment I'm in. So we need to work accordingly. And if anyone is making you hurt very badly, it's better shut the door. So this is the correct way. I would say it is difficult, but to protect me from further catastrophe, I can prevent this kind of people around me. Actually, in Bible there is a word, bad company ruins the moral of a person. So what person I am will be changed if I am in a person or in a toxic relationship.
So with the toxic relationship, as we discussed, there is torment and there is torture that happens in a toxic relationship. So what we need to understand is there are these red flags that we have already spoken about, and we've already spoken about how to discover that you are in a toxic relationship. Now, to come out of it, again, I have a few steps that I think is beneficial for anybody who feels that they're in a relationship that is toxic. That is, firstly, is to discover whatever elements that a toxic relationship has. If it is there in your relationship too, then you need to take a focus. And that is, you need to discuss with your partner, because you need to talk it out. If you keep silent, then you will become a silent spectator to whatever is happening around. So you need to talk it out, and you need to declare that these are the things, so discuss, then declare what are the things that are wrong or right, okay, and then take a decision, but take a very firm decision. That's why you need to discuss very well. You can't just decide uphandedly that, oh, this is toxic, but confront your person, confront your partner, and speak to the partner. Discuss about what is right and what is wrong. Discuss what a healthy relationship needs, okay, and because you're also discovering each other. It may just be a simple flaw of, maybe trust or something like some temporary issue which could make a permanent damage in a relationship. Second is, once you have discovered, you decide, and once you have taken a decision, the decision needs to be bounding. And if after that decision you still are not able to understand and still are not able to firmly decide, go back to the step of discussion, because you have taken a decision that I will not do such and such things, either you or your partner. Whatever anger issues or temper issues or whatever, if it is a dominant role, decide that this is not going to be a part of your life. But if it is not working out, and if it is something that you or the partner is not able to stick to it, then you need to take a firm decision, and that firm decision is delete. Because anything that creates like a virus environment in your life or in your system needs to be deleted. So for delete, I think it's just like how you have it on your Windows PC or something like that. It's Control Shift Delete. Now, how do you Control Shift Delete is? You take control and shift the focus from controlling to deleting.
So, that's a beautiful way of telling how to delete people in life. Yes, Pone, I would like to add a little more in that, because you spoke in a computer language. but I feel that when it comes to me or a person, it's really hurtful.
Yes.
So, unless we already know that the relationship meant to make us or the other person to grow. If you are not growing, or when the relationship comes personally, my growth and your growth is important.
Yes.
So I need to make sure that I'm growing in the relationship, and I need to always prioritize me, because it is not self-centeredness. It should not harm me. So if these two things are there, and if it is raining, okay, I need to think of cutting this relationship. Suppose I have the toxic characters. When my self introspection helps me to understand where I need to change. The main two things any relationship speaks is the words I speak and my actions. So always work with the communication. So it's always good we talk and find out what is happening to the other person. When there is a shift in the behavior of the next person or the group of people, when there is a shift of the behavior, when you feel that you're controlled by that person, the twist, you can question them. So what you can do is you can speak to them, what is happening, what is not allowing you to talk to me, or why are you controlling like this. So we are making the other person to ventilate. And I need to make sure that I'm clear and transparent in my relationship. I cannot hide and keep my life behind and show a different mask. This mask is actually making a problem in almost all relationships. So as you said that the building trust is making the relationship more concrete. So once you said that if it is not reaching to a different level, it's easy to control, shift and delete. But my relationship has gone to a different level where I have videos or pictures where I'm shameful about myself to show myself to public, then I'm scared to get out of this kind of relationship. So it's always good to speak to the partner if you're not able to get out from that relationship, and make the partner understand, or make the friends understand, this particular character of yours is loving me or making me more scared or oppressed, and you can highlight that thing than telling a vague opinion. I can speak this particular character so that person also understands the blind area, that person may not realize what is happening with that person. So we can highlight that particular point. So if that person is good enough, he or she will work on that thing, because they want to protect the kind of relationship, because relationship is always good for you and me. It helps us be out of loneliness or any kind of stress what I and you are going through. And if you see the Bible, what speaks is the real love is actually patient, and it is kind, and it doesn't envy. Jealousy is not a part of the real love, and it is forgiving others, and it is not self-demanding, or if the real love what Bible speaks, I never feel that I am bigger or better than you. So this kind of love is in your relationship. I'm 100% sure that it's a healthy relationship. So we need to actually train ourselves to have a better love than the physical appearance love, or something I'm seeing in you to get that if I love you. So I think these are some of the main points we need to work on, how to protect ourselves from a toxic relationship, or how we can help our people around us to convert a toxic relationship into a healthy, trustworthy relationship. I think we have spoken well on this particular topic. So if anyone is going through any kind of pain, it's actually a pain, the last phase of breaking up in any kind of relationship. If you have further things to ask, our details are given in this video as well as in our channel description. Please feel free to contact. So stay tuned and stay happy and stay peaceful till we meet again. Thank you.